distinct pleasure to welcome the 2024 graduating class of the Monona Grove Liberal Arts Charter School for the 21st century, commonly known as MG21. I want to do just a couple things before we get to the real reason we're here, which of course is the graduates and families. There's a member of the school board here, Susan Manning, somewhere over there, I think. And then there is a governance board, which is the contracting entity. MG21 is a charter school. There's a charter contract between the governance board and the school district. And there's a governance board, and from the governance board is, I see Sandy Homburg right over here, and I'm not sure if we have any other members. Is that Elizabeth Wheeler back there? Okay, that's too far for me to see, so I guessed. But thank you, Elizabeth. And then finally, we also have the superintendent of the Monona Grove School District, Mr. Dan Olson, who is sitting right back here. And another notable to Dan's left, Mr. Phil McDade in the checkered shirt, blue. A little bit about these guys. Phil McDade is the former president of the governance board and was on the board for, I don't know, 10, 12 years, something like that. So he's more in the founder category, so he deserves a big thank you. The governance board serves their volunteers, so thank these people for being passionate about MG21. I'm going to wrap up. I'm going back to Dan Olson. Dan is retiring 1 month from today, but he's not counting. And in all of our dealings, Dan has been a pleasure to work for and with on the MG21 governance board. We had two notable things happen this year. We renewed our charter for another 5 years, so the school exists for at least 5 more. And that's a big deal, really big deal. And the second thing is that starting July 1st, MG21 has a full-time administrator. And again, that happens to be Rebecca Fox Blair, in case anybody's curious. And as I said, Dan Olson has been a pleasure to work for. So let's give a big round of applause to Dan for everything he's done for MG21. All right, I'm out of here. Michelle Bartman is up. The box slides around.
All right, can you hear me okay? Yep, okay. Every year, as we reflect on our graduating class and look back at some of the experiences that have shaped them, I try to find a word or phrase that epitomizes each unique, eclectic group of students. This year's group was really hard to characterize as a whole. Rather than a symphony, this class is made of strong individual instruments who occasionally come together, or clash, to make new and unexpected music. Finding a word for a group like this is complicated, and for the first time in the years that I've done this, I asked the students for help. Now, I'm not going to tell you all their suggestions here, not only because some are not entirely appropriate, but also because some just don't apply to the whole group. But some of my favorites were individuals, unique, loud, messy, different, and special. To some extent, I could agree with all of these words, but the picture of this class that they paint is still somewhat lacking. It wasn't until the senior wilderness trip that I stumbled upon the word that I would use for this class. You see, the weather on the trip was wonderful, but it was really sunny and really hot. And we didn't plan or ration our water well, so there was a point somewhere around 5 miles when we were exhausted, thirsty, and more than a bit uncomfortable. Texts started to ping back and forth among the teachers on the trip, anticipating that some students would be unable to finish and determining which contingency plans we should use. But every time we thought that they wouldn't be able to go on, they did. They refused to stop. They persisted. So then I started to think of all the times I've seen this group of students persist. They began their high school journey during our virtual year and persisted when they relearned what it means to be a student and part of a community. They persisted when navigating physical and mental health challenges. They persisted when advocating for a chance to try that project or make their voices heard. They persisted when finding, applying for, and completing youth apprenticeships. They persisted in the face of discrimination and bigotry. They persisted in finding their path academically, emotionally, and spiritually. They persisted. They persist. They don't give up or give in. And as many of the adults here tonight would agree, it can be exhausting being on the guiding end of so much persistence. But I think for the most part, they use their persistence for good. When you listen to their speeches tonight, you'll hear about challenges, growth, gratitude, and if you listen closely enough, you'll hear an awful lot of persistence. Students, may you use that persistence to make the world a better place. And with that, I invite the class of 2024 to tell you their stories.
Let's see if you can all hear me. I'm a little taller than Michelle. Hello, my name is Kai Abbott, and there's not a lot I can say to you that you're not going to hear in the rest of these speeches. But there's one thing I can talk about that almost no other living soul has had the experience to share. Every year, only around 200 people in the world are diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma. It's a very rare bone cancer. And I'm not going to turn this into a TV ad about cancer awareness. I just want to really drive home how rare it is to happen to the same person twice. Yet chance be damned, here I am, standing here having just finished my second year of treatment, graduating, and giving a speech. All that is to say, thank you. All that is to say is that there's nothing that can stand in the way of determination. When I had gotten the news I was going to be spending this year in and out of the hospital, I thought there was no way I was graduating. I figured my only options were to stay in school an extra year or to drop out. But having nothing to lose, I decided it couldn't hurt to push myself to come to school every day I wasn't in the hospital. Thanks to not only my own determination, but the determination of everyone who's been by my side to support me, I can finally say that I'm a 2-time childhood cancer survivor and a high school graduate. Not to mention, I also have a great job at Zimper Conda as an apprentice, as a mechanic apprentice, and I have a couple of beautiful cars that I'm working on and I intend to race. Those people who have supported me the most start off with all of my teachers, but specifically Rebecca, who, if it were not for her, I would absolutely not be graduating this year. Also, my dad for supporting all my interests and helping me be myself, and my mom for raising me and shaping me into the person I am today. I leave MG21 knowing I can be persistent and always prevail, no matter how difficult the situation, and I can accomplish what I want, whenever I want, even if the task seems insurmountable. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Cicada Anderson Bailey. Preparing for graduation has been one of the most difficult things I have done. Not because the work is hard, but because I am struggling to get used to all the impending changes. I feel less prepared than anyone I know. I don't know what I'm going to do this summer, and after that I will most likely be attending Madison College for the animation program and see where that takes me. My time at MG21 has been filled with a whole lot of mixed feelings and friendships. I came to MG21 as a freshman in the middle of the pandemic to find a fresh start and leave bullying behind. The whole virtual year, I didn't meet anyone. I had no friends, but that was a huge relief because I was not dealing with all of the bullying. I am an introvert and value time alone, so this was not a huge problem. Junior year, I made a small group of friends, which was the first time in a few years I had had a group of friends. Throughout my time here, I have been able to lean into project-based learning and pursue my passions for art and creating. Through student-led projects, I have taught myself things such as making prop weapons from foam, 3D modeling, and electroforming, which is the process of electroplating thick layers of copper on things. I was also given the opportunity to take a metal jewelry class at Madison College, which is one of my favorite things I have learned. MG21 also pushed me out of my comfort zone, whether it was traveling to the Pine Ridge Reservation in South Dakota, hiking 9 miles on the Ice Age Trail, or this speech right now. The longer I'm here, the more ready I am to graduate. I'm incredibly thankful for MG21, but I am ready to be done with school and live my life. However, as much as I want to graduate, there is always a comfort to still being in school. I at least feel like I'm doing something productive. What the future holds for me is unclear, but I know I will continue to improve my skills and hobbies and fill my life with art. I leave here knowing I can do things I never thought I could or would do, and that I am a unique person with a unique set of skills. I also leave here knowing it is possible to go to school and not have to deal with constant bullying, and that people can like me. I have a whole lot. I leave a lot more confident and I leave a lot more confident and open person. I want to thank my family for being supportive and there for me throughout my 13 years of education. I also want to thank MG21 staff, especially Michelle, for being one of the first teachers I wasn't afraid to ask for help. Belle, for having the most entertaining yet helpful classes I have ever taken in my time at MG21. And Rebecca, for being the most supportive and hardworking teacher I have ever had. Thank you.
I'm going to start my speech with a quote. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. Gandalf. Good evening. My name is Casey Payne. I've been a student at MG21 since the inception of the middle campus in 2019. I enjoy studying organisms and both listening to and making music, as you will hear by the constant puns. I seek justice and responsibility and positive change. There must have been an angel by my side. Something heavenly led me here. That's a lie. It was really my mom, but when I came here, I knew it was different because I was getting the support I needed. I can't say that the first year at MG21 was the easiest year. In fact, it might have been the worst, but I still saw the potential this school could give me. Ever since I was a little kid, I've struggled with academics. I would have meltdowns in class over fear of the work. It was hard for me to understand and hard for the teachers to teach me. This carried over when the COVID-19 pandemic hit. I would log on to a video call and often go to sleep. To no one's surprise, my work never got done online. Reassimilating back into school was a huge challenge as well. I had gotten used to doing nothing all day, and that carried over into the next year. Although tough at the start, I relearned the importance of school. I've matured a lot over the years, and I owe much of that to MG21. MG21 has given me the tools I need, with lots of classes that address real-world problems and issues. Without it, I would be lost in a forest, all alone. To summarize, although I have had challenges at school, I have learned to re-navigate those. I look forward to learning new things in the future, including more about a new interest I have in aquatic life. Where my future is going, I'm not sure, but one way or another, I leave MG21 confident in my abilities. This school is truly a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and if not for MG21, my life would be the same as it ever was. Lastly, I would like to thank my family, friends, especially Kit, for being an abnormally loyal friend who has stuck with me through thick and thin. And most importantly, Rebecca, for not only running the school basically, but also for making room to help me. God knows how. Belle and Jody for the constant one-on-one support and emotional companionship. Gene for his amazing stories that never failed to make me laugh. Stacy for always being there when I needed assistance. Mel for her love of nature and positivity. Alex for being compassionate yet resolute. And finally, Michelle for her persistent coaxing and support. Thank you.
Crap. Hello, my name is Henry Stearns. I often wonder what my life would be like if I didn't go to MG21. Would I still be able to be a STEM major or even go to college at all? It's questions like these that make me grateful to where I am today. I remember my first day at MG21. It was during the pandemic. I remember going to the old squeaky desk in my room and feeling absolute terror as I left my greatest friends behind to go to a new school. For the first year I was here, I constantly second-guessed myself. I was so worried about what my friends would think of me and if I'd be able to make new ones. My freshman and sophomore year were tough, but my junior and senior year I grew. I slowly became more independent and responsible, although my mom would beg to differ. People didn't have to remind me to get things done. I wrote and taught my own CLP about the Cold War, in which both upper and middle campus students attended. I strengthened my friendships, excelled in my classes, my favorite of which happened to be the science ones because of the hands-on and constant arguing with Michelle. I ended my senior year by doing a written communications college class at Madison College. This is the first step on my path to having a major in the nuclear medicine field. I'd like to thank Rebecca for the support she gives me, to Gene for the stories he tells, and Michelle for putting up with me all the time. Thanks to my family and my friends for their constant support.
Oh my, where'd it go? There it is. Found it. Hi, my name is Seth, and I've been part of MG21 since the middle campus opened during my 8th grade year. The values I live by are being my authentic self, treating others with respect, and believing in equality. I strive to live by these values every day. Being here at MG21 has been an incredible journey of self-discovery. This place has allowed me to figure out who I am and learn to be myself again. Along my path at MG21, I have met many amazing people who have supported me and given me the space I need to grow into the person I am today. I've also had countless memorable experiences, whether that be from my first student-led research project, where I was researching and developing a proposal for the school to purchase 3D printers, to the Remember service trip where I, along with 11 other students, went to the Pine Ridge Native American Reservation in South Dakota. We chopped wood and built beds, learning invaluable lessons about the service and community. On the senior wilderness trip, I hiked more than I ever thought I could, leading the way at the front of the line, surprisingly even to myself. These experiences have helped me shape me into the person I am today. Following graduation, I'm excited to continue my journey in as an automotive service technician. I plan to attend Madison College for a 2-year degree, while gaining hands-on experience working in the field. There's also a possibility that I might transfer to a 4-year college afterwards to pursue a career in the field of human services, depending on where my passions and interests lead me. MG21 has been a transformative experience, allowing me to grow, learn, and prepare for the future. I'm grateful for all the support and opportunities I've had. Thank you to everyone who has been part of my journey. Last but not least, I want to thank all my amazing teachers and parents who have helped me to be where I am today, and having never-ending support. Thank you.
My name is Reagan Pope, and I've come a long way to be standing here tonight. And I wanted to thank my family, friends, and teachers for their support to get me to this day. Thank you for showing up for the graduating class of 2024.
Hello. My name is Ethan, and tonight, like my peers, I am here to say that I have proudly and successfully completed my 13th and final year of obligatory schooling. And of course, I've encountered challenges, setbacks, and various hardships along the way, just as anybody else would in more than a decade of anything. Between needing stitches on my head more than once, to depression in 6th grade, and dealing with ADHD throughout my entire life, I've had my share of trouble. And now, here I am, a young adult, not quite prepared for life, and less than eager to deal with the trouble it will bring. But I will continue pushing forward, first to a degree in engineering at UW-Platteville, and then beyond, into the future, wherever it might lead. If I reflect on any aspect of myself from the beginning of high school, the changes that have occurred become obvious. Where once I was an introverted minimalist wanting to get the most from doing the absolute least, I am now confident, accountable, and collaborative, and I put my all into the work that I value. I am beyond proud and beyond thankful, both of myself and of everybody that has supported me throughout my life. I'd like to give a special thank you to my parents and grandparents, all of my teachers, past, present, and future, as well as Dave, my Youth Apprentice Coordinator, and all of the people that make the Youth Apprenticeship Program possible. Thank you.
I'd rather be hated for who I am than loved for who I am not. That was a quote from Kurt Cobain. Hi, my name is Hannah, and I have been a student at MG21 for 5 years now. Coming to this school was the best decision I could have made. MG21 helped me find myself and really come out of my shell. When I first came here, I was very shy, but after doing personal work and the accepting community, I have grown and made so many friends. I will live a life where I will pursue my passions and be true to myself. I want to have a positive impact on the world and the people around me. I will fight for what I believe in. I cherish the time that I spend with my loved ones and the time I spend doing the things I love. I will find my place in life by following my passions wherever that may take me. I will find my own definition of success. Success doesn't have to look like having a big career with a lot of money, a big house and kids. It could be as simple as just wanting to be happy or making an impact on other people's lives and fighting for what you believe in. Basically, it could be anything as long as it brings you joy. Values I want to make sure in my life include impact, honesty, and determination. I want to incorporate these by speaking my truth. It means standing up for others and their rights as well as my own. It means pursuing my passions and expressing myself authentically. I want to end this by thanking everyone who helped me get here. This school, Rebecca, Belle, Michelle, Jody, my parents and my brother, and my friends, who have all helped me through the hardest times, whether or not they know it, and been there for me no matter what. When the power of love overcomes the power of... When the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace. That was a quote from Jimi Hendrix. Beck, yeah.
Hello, I'm Leah, and I have been here since 8th grade when the middle campus first opened, and this school has changed my life for the better. Before MG21, school was hard. I struggled with work and had one friend. I couldn't communicate well and didn't enjoy school, but MG21 changed my perspective and feels like a second home. My first year here, I got in big trouble, but then I turned things around. I've met amazing people that I wish I got to know better, and I'm so grateful I got to come here. My favorite memory is going to be the camping trip to the Ice Age Trail with my class, and hiking from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Thanks to my family, friends, and teachers, especially Rebecca, for always being there and keeping this place whole. You deserve more credit. We have all laughed so much together and gone through many difficulties. Thank you, MG21, for keeping me hopeful and being more than just a school. I'm going to miss you guys so much. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Zach Muniz. My school background has always been rough. I experienced years of bullying and I struggled to learn and pay attention. That was until I came to this amazing school. I have grown so much in my 5 years at this school. I lost the buzz cut, I lost the glasses, and I have grown physically and mentally. When it comes to what I'll take away from this school, I don't think there's anything I won't take away from it. I feel like my biggest mentor were my parents. Don't tell them that. I don't tell them how much I appreciate them. And time after time, they're there for me. We have argued and fought so much over the past few years, and I feel like I haven't told them how much they mean to me. I love you guys with all of my heart. My friends have also always been there for me. I'm always scared to tell them how much I appreciate them, but there's no better time than now. Alex, I love how much you have done for me, how much you have supported me, how much you have looked out for me, and been my best friend no matter how much we argue about volleyball or musicians. Kit, I love how much you have corrected my actions and helped me change for the better. I appreciate your maturity and honesty over these past few years. Seth, I love how you have stuck around me no matter what happens between us and whether we hate each other or not. Joey, I love how much you have been there for me in some of my darkest times. I love you guys and everything you have done for me. I would be on a completely different path if you guys were not in my life to help me along the way. I don't address how much I appreciate the teachers either. Without Michelle, I wouldn't have been able to get my apprenticeship, and I would have no one pushing me to turn in missing assignments. Without Belle, I wouldn't have developed a love for volleyball, and I sure as hell wouldn't have as many friends. Without Rebecca, I wouldn't have this school that I could call home for the past few years. Without Jody, I wouldn't have been able to open my eyes to the people I keep around me, and I also wouldn't have a neighbor that I knew that well. Without Jean, I wouldn't have been able to laugh so much at this school. Without Stacy, the school wouldn't be able to function at all. This school is the greatest thing to ever happen to me, and I will be forever grateful for everything it has given me. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Wayne Dyer. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Lydia Werfel. I've been at MG21 for 4 years, and prior to coming here, I was homeschooled. I've also completed a number of courses at Madison College, including earning my certification as an emergency medical technician. Now, I'd like to take a minute to tell you a quick story. My great-grandfather, Kenneth Perry, was born on May 22, 1919, into sheer poverty in rural Kentucky. He managed to be the first in his family to go to college after receiving a football scholarship. The year he graduated was 1942, and he served during the Second World War. After the war, he pursued his graduate and doctoral degrees, became a professor, and retired from the Army Reserves as a colonel. He passed away when I was 6 and was an incredibly generous man. I wish I could have had more time with him. However, in the last few years, I've come to look to him and others in my life as major inspirations. Talking to people that Granddad knew, you'll learn he had an absolute passion for everything he did, focus in everything he did, compassion for everyone he met, and integrity in his own life. These 4 values, passion, focus, compassion, and integrity, form a roadmap for my own life, a roadmap which MG21 has prepared me for. This school has encouraged self-driven learning about things I'm passionate about, held me accountable to myself and others, and pushed me to excellence. I've been able to take advantage of a number of unique opportunities, from working on stringed instrument at Taft Violins, various positions at Madison Public Library, and even working with the city government as a Wanda Fulmore intern. I'd like to take a moment to thank everyone who has helped me get to where I am now. 4 staff members have been here for my entire time at MG21. Rebecca, who is the hardest working person I know and still finds the time to be supportive of me. Michelle, who has pushed me and encouraged me to be my best. Stacy, for being one of the loveliest people I know. And Jean for being Jean. I'd like to thank the rest of the staff, past and present, and also the MG21 Governance Board for welcoming me onto their group as the first student representative. I'm also incredibly grateful and eternally indebted to my parents for their unwavering support and love, my brother, who is my only classmate for so many years, my entire extended family and my grandparents, and my partner Salix. I'd like to thank anyone else who has ever afforded me an opportunity or taught me a lesson. From here, I'm continuing my education and work experience in emergency medicine, and this fall I am headed to Lawrence University to begin pre-med studies. I'll end with a quote from one of the greatest cinematic masterpieces of the 20th century, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Be excellent to each other and party on, dudes. Thank you.
I'm Harlan. I've been here a while, and I've been told not to swear today. We'll see how that shit goes. I've learned a lot of important things in my time here, but the one that stands out the most is to be my authentic self and take no shit from anyone. Meaning, I will be true to myself, and if anyone tells me to be something otherwise, I will disregard their opinion. However, the most important thing I've learned in life is to think. Actually, I didn't learn it. I was born with it. I've been a quiet kid my whole life. I sat in the corner and listened to conversations others had. I watched people interact from afar. I'd sit there and closely pay attention to what was going on. It might sound creepy, but I assure you it isn't as creepy as it sounds. At the end of any speech, I don't clap or cheer like most others do. I sit there and think. I reflect on what they said and try to learn. I ask the same from you. Don't clap or cheer. Use that energy to think. To think about what I said. To think about what others have said. And if you can, remember. Hang on to what has been said today. There may certainly be a time when you might need some advice that's hidden somewhere in our speeches. Michelle, I'll thank you when you quit this school, and to everyone else, thank you.
Now it's scholarship time. This is the first of three, I believe. And this one is presented by the Monona Grove Businessmen's Association. MGBMA is a service organization here in Monona that has done various things for the community. Perhaps one of the most visible is the Veterans Monument down at Ahuska Park. There's been a lot of others. But that's not what's important right here. This year's scholarship, the MGBMA scholarship, is awarded to a student who has completed not one, but 2 youth apprentice certifications and plans to attend UW-Platteville in the fall to pursue a degree in engineering. Please join me in congratulating Ethan Cunert.
Hello, I have the next scholarship announcement, and this one is from Gerald and Ann Nelson. They are in the front row, and Gerald was just telling me about his long years he served in the Monona Grove School District, so thank you for your service. This is my 8th year maybe, and hearing about many, many more years to come is definitely something to look up to. So I did have some things that I wanted to say about this recipient, and they kind of covered everything in their speech. This person is planning to be a pre-med at Lawrence University, and all I will say is this might not be in their plan, but they are such a scholar at heart, and they seem to just love learning. I think they might get a PhD in history just for fun on the side, and also go to med school. So please congratulate Lydia Warfel.
The last one, I promise. The Madison and Monona Optimist Club Scholarship is presented to a senior who embodies the essence of the Optimist Creed, to live a life full of hope and giving while honoring and highlighting the inherent worth of every person. The senior selected to receive this year's Optimist Club Scholarship is Henry Stearns.
Being a first-year teacher has come with a lot of challenges, and trying to sum up all of my memories with these wonderful seniors into a short speech was certainly one of them. Over the last 18 months, I've had the privilege of teaching each of these seniors at least once, helping them write plays, tell stories, and consider important philosophical questions like, is this a chair? And are pigs people? But all this time, perhaps unbeknownst to some of them, they've been showing me how to be a teacher. They've taught me to stay vigilant during downtime in advisory, because a minute or so out of the room could result in an impromptu piercing parlor opening in the chill room. In their defense, they were at least following proper sanitation procedures and probably would have given better ear piercings than Claire's. At the same time, though, in a great paradox of this profession, they've shown me that sometimes it's not best to hear every side conversation. By far the most common phrase I hear when entering a room is, "Oh, hi, Belle." At first, my response to this was, "What were you talking about?" This naive tactic led me into hearing discourse on laws against cannibalism, personal anecdotes that clear an Olympic long jump record over the line of too much information, and things which, frankly, I wish I could erase from my memory. I have now learned to shut these conversations down and give a firm reminder about school-appropriate subjects without asking follow-up questions. When I first planned to become a teacher, I thought I would have to help students develop the confidence to be themselves. But this graduating class flipped the script on me. They showed me that even in the face of a world that doesn't understand you or accept you, you can thrive by embracing the things that make you unique. In the most difficult moments, just by being themselves, they reminded me to do the same, to trust in who I am and in what I believe. They've also shown me a caveat of this timeless advice of to thine own self be true, which is, when thou forgetst thine ADHD med, filter thyself and keep thoughts in thine head. The last lesson they taught me didn't fully sink in until the senior wilderness trip. With teaching, like with life, the real magic is in the little moments. Spend too much time focusing on the lesson outcomes, the upcoming tests, perfectly managed classrooms, the ever-elusive concept of quiet, and you miss the moments to get to know the incredible human beings that you have the privilege of watching grow. Those are the moments that truly fill the bucket, as we teachers often say. Gossiping for miles along the Ice Age trail, getting Gatorade after a hard-fought volleyball match, watching esoteric meme compilations at lunch, seeing them uplift younger students without me having to say a word, or sitting around a campfire until late into a starry night giggling. Those are the moments where you see that no matter where these students go, and no matter what they do next, they are compassionate, entertaining, enthusiastic, and, as Michelle said, persistent. These are the moments when you feel proud of them, not as students, but as people. More than any lessons I've taught, it is these memories that I cherish, and I hope I can hold on to them for the rest of my life. Thank you, seniors.
Excuse me. Good evening, graduates, family, and friends. I'm Jody Anderson. The students and staff know me as the student support staff, or the short lady who is always frantically running around the school like she's auditioning for a role in a Matt Martinez action movie. Today I'm here to give you some practical advice, or words of wisdom as you step into the next chapter of your lives. Here are a few nuggets of wisdom from someone who's been there, done that, and probably lost their glasses somewhere along the way. First and foremost, when life shuts a door, open it again. It's a door. That's how they work. Never follow anyone else's path unless you're in the woods and lost and you see a path. Then by all means, follow that path. Seth, Zach, Henry, never run barefoot in a dog park. If you ever start feeling small and think you can't make a difference, try sleeping with a mosquito in your room. And finally, for the same three, never fry bacon in the nude. Congratulations, kids, you made it. I'm so proud of you all. And if I can survive a day without losing my keys, I believe you can conquer the world. Thank you, and good luck.
Well, now we're at, is this, yeah. Now we're at the moment everybody's waiting for. We're going to give diplomas. So the first diploma goes to Kai Abbott. The next diploma goes to Cicada Rain Anderson Bailey. The next diploma goes to Mariana Lizeth Cortez. Hannah Jewel Hansen. Ethan Cooner. Zachary Manuel Muniz. Casey Miles Payne. Reagan Janelle Pope. Harlan Daniel Small. Henry Russell Stearns. Seth Michael Stern. Leah Grace Bernig. Lydia Maria Perry Raphael Warfel. And next, we're going to have Katie Moreau come up from the Family Teacher Forum and give the seniors a gift. And Rebecca Holmquist.
Good evening, everyone. Hi. It's an honor to celebrate the 2024 graduating class of MG21. Graduates, your dedication and hard work have brought you here today. You have faced challenges with determination and succeeded. As you move forward, let the values and knowledge you've gained guide you. Embrace new opportunities with the same spirit that led you to success. And now, Rebecca and I will hand out your gifts from the Family Teacher Forum. Lydia. Harlan. Kai. Seth. Mariana. Ethan. Henry.
Thank you.
Regan. Leah. Hannah. Zach. Cicada. And Casey.
Can you guys hear me? Yes. All right. Hi, I'm Rebecca Fox Blair. I'd like to thank a few people without whom this graduation would not be possible. Thank you to Stacy Levin for all her tireless work and her beautiful artistic work in creating the grad signs, the programs, our school yearbook, and helping coordinate tonight's event. Thank you to Will Nimmo and Brennan for their team for streaming tonight's event. Finally, thank you to the entire MG21 staff for their compassionate and dedicated work over this entire year. Thank you to our administrator, Shelby Steele, for her guidance, support, and advice. Thank you to the MG21 Governance Board for all their support. This year, in addition to our graduates, we also say farewell to some pivotal members of our MG21 family. Teacher, mentor, and grandpa, Gene Delcourt. Middle campus teacher, Alex Mentley. Administrator, Shelby Steele, and Superintendent, Dan Olson. Thank you for your tireless work on behalf of our school community. You will be greatly missed. As we wind up our graduation ceremony, I want to thank you all for being here tonight to celebrate our graduating seniors, and I'd like to end with some final words. Today marks a momentous occasion, a rite of passage, so to speak, a day of celebration and reflection as we honor our beloved 2024 graduates. This is a time to acknowledge the hard work, the dedication, and persistence that have brought you all to this point. As we stand at the threshold of a new chapter in your lives, I want to share some thoughts about the importance of living an authentic life and staying true to yourself and your values. Living authentically means embracing who you are at your core. It means recognizing your strengths, understanding your weaknesses, and celebrating your unique qualities. In a world that often pressures us to conform, to fit into predefined molds, authenticity is about breaking free from those constraints and daring to be yourself. Think about the moments that have shaped you, the experiences that have tested your character and forged your identity. Whether it was standing up for a friend, pursuing a passion despite the odds, or making a difficult decision based on what you knew was right, these are the moments that define who you are. Hold on to them and let them guide you. Throughout your journey, you will encounter people and situations that challenge your authenticity. There will be times when you feel pressure to act in ways that are not true to yourself. In these moments, let your values become your compass. They will guide you through uncertainty, help you make tough decisions, and ensure that you remain true to the person you aspire to be. As you step out into the world, remember that authenticity is not a destination, but a continuous process of growth and self-discovery. It involves being honest with yourself, acknowledging when you strayed from your path, and having the courage to course correct. It requires persistence and a commitment to lifelong learning. The journey ahead will be filled with opportunities to test and reaffirm your authenticity. Embrace those opportunities. Be open to new experiences, but never lose sight of your core values. Surround yourself with people who respect and support your true self. Build relationships that encourage you to grow while staying true to who you are. Remember the strength and courage it took to get to this moment. Let your authenticity shine through in everything that you do. MG21, class of 2024, your uniqueness is your greatest asset. The world needs your voice, your perspective, and your passion. By living authentically, you will not only enrich your own life, but inspire those around you to do the same. Thank you very much.
I'm Gene. You guys, I didn't prepare any sort of speech. I like to just talk from my heart and yeah, you know. I've always and I've said this 100 times to the staff and to the kids. I think I'm a terrible teacher. But what I do is create relationships with my students, and I think it really translates. They understand that I love them. I love you all a lot. Your lives are so different from what my life was like at your age. It has been hard for me to relate. Cell phones didn't exist. You know, I don't know what we were obsessed with when I was your age, what we were addicted to when I was your age. Probably marijuana. I'm happy to see that many of you aren't, and I appreciate that. I think one of the most important thing I can share with you is that in your life to take time and remember to just sometimes be quiet, and listen to the silence and just be in the moment, just be. Which brings me to my favorite part of my my time up here. If you haven't already, create a relationship with nature. See the beauty in everything. See the beauty in the trees. Look at this tree. All of you, please look at this tree. It's the most magnificent tree on our grounds, and I've always seen it as a sentry to the better angels of our nature. She keeps an eye on us, and despite, and students will understand what I'm saying, maybe teachers too, despite my yelling at you and sometimes swearing at you and sometimes telling you I wish I could take your phone and smash it on the ground, I would never do that. And I just want you to all to know that I'm going to miss you. I'm going to really I hope that as our lives diverge into different directions, that you find the opportunity to give me a call, stop by my house. In those gifts that you received, it looks like there's a bottle, huh? There's a straw sticking out. You don't know this, but it's filled with gin. So I want you all to have a wonderful evening tonight. It's not really. It's scotch. I've been given permission from some people in my life to use this a song from the Ho Chunk that says in the lyrics that in this moment, at this very moment, the eyes of creation, God, whatever you want to call that, is looking at you. Is looking down at you. So be in this moment. I want to sing this little song for you, and then we'll wrap it up and have some cake, and you guys can share your gin with us. Probably not, or your scotch, or whatever's in there. All right, so I'm going to just go step away from the microphone so I can see you all. Okay, kade we day, I day no yo hey, I day no. Okay, kade we day, I day no yo hey, I day no. Okay, kade we day, I day no yo hey, I day no. Okay, kade we day, I day no yo hey. Hey, dushkara waja guzada, I day no yo hey, I day no. Okay, kade we day, I day no yo hey, I day no. Okay, kade we day, I day no yo hey, I day no. Okay, kade we day, I day no yo hey. Congratulations, all of you.
Well, that brings us to the end of our program. We have lots of food. This year's class wanted like a bigger reception, so we have cake and chips and fruit and pickles from Farm and Fleet, which were required. So please, if you would, join me in congratulating the MG21 class of 2024. Thank you very much.